Chosen one. This message is not for everyone. Only those who walk under the mantle of the Most High should remain here. If your heart is not seeking truth, or you are confused by the ways of God, then this message will not make sense to you. Only the chosen ones who carry a divine purpose in silence will understand the weight of what is about to be revealed. If you are still here, that means heaven has confirmed something about you. You are not here by accident. You were led here by a whisper from the Spirit, because God has kept a secret inside you that even you have not fully recognized. There is a hidden power resting in your spirit. It is not loud. It is not for the crowd. It is a secret between you and God. This power was never meant to be exposed before its time. It was meant to grow in silence, where no enemy can touch it and no jealous soul can sabotage it. That is why you fought silent battles. That is why your journey looked different. God has been shaping you without public recognition, so the greatness within you cannot be destroyed. Before we continue, Chosen, one, declare your alignment by commenting only one number in the comments, 777. Let heaven see your agreement. Also, make sure you subscribe to our channel, tap the bell icon, and share this message, so that other chosen ones may receive what you are about to hear. Stay until the end, because this truth will change how you walk with your calling forever. Dear chosen one, are you walking the path of God but feeling a lack of guidance? Do you feel alone and isolated and want to know why God is doing this to you? We have built a community for the 144,000 chosen ones, where you can watch our premium videos, get daily newsletters, and prayer techniques to connect with God more deeply. You can also read blog posts and receive free ebooks to learn more about your journey. It will be your guide to walk the path of God and lead a life of faith and wisdom. More than 1,000 brothers and sisters have already joined, so don't miss out on today's daily guidance. Check out the link in the video description and join the 144,000 Chosen One community right now. The covenant of hidden power. Chosen One. The power inside you is not something you discovered from people around you. It is something planted by God long before you were aware of it. Divine power is never introduced by society. It is revealed by assignment. Your life has been guided by a spiritual covenant that heaven wrote over you before you were born. That power is not talent. It is not personality. It is not just intelligence. It is an invisible mantle given to you because your soul agreed with God before you ever took your first breath. That is why no matter how lost you once felt, something inside you always pulled you back to truth. Even when you thought you had no purpose, a quiet fire stayed alive within you. It was a hidden covenant. God does not place this kind of power in people who seek attention, applause, or validation. He gives it to those who can carry a responsibility without demanding recognition. The chosen ones do not chase the spotlight because their spirit already knows its value. They do not need to prove it. When you are chosen, your assignment itself becomes your identity, and God conceals it at first for your protection. Your power would have been attacked if it was visible too early. That is why you spent years feeling different, misunderstood, rejected, and even overlooked. You were not delayed. You were being preserved. Listen carefully. A chosen one's power grows in the shadows because true power does not need permission from people. It needs alignment with heaven. The world often celebrates noise, ego, and public display. But spiritual authority is the opposite. Spiritual authority forms in isolation, obedience, humility, and sacrifice. When the chosen ones are quiet, God is loud in their spirits. When they are hidden from people, they are being shaped by heaven. When they appear to be ordinary, God is building extraordinary weight upon their souls. Many do not understand this. They think power must be seen, recognized, applauded, or broadcasted. They have no idea that the strongest warriors in God's kingdom are silent for a season. Their victories happen in private. Their communion with God is their training ground. Their tears are prayers, and their pain becomes prophecy. They are not weak. They are being prepared. For the chosen ones, silence is not absence. It is protection. God keeps them unseen until they are matured enough to hold what He gave them without being destroyed by it. Consider the prophets. They did not begin with influence. They began with isolation. Moses spent years in the wilderness before he carried God's authority before nations. David was anointed king, but remained with sheep before the throne ever recognized him. Jesus himself lived 30 years in silence before stepping into his divine assignment. Power must be grown, not displayed. If you reveal a seed too early, it will be eaten by birds. If you reveal purpose too soon, it will be attacked by those who cannot understand it. This is why you often felt like you had something great inside you, but you could not explain it. You sensed it. You felt it in the deepest parts of your spirit, yet you had no words for it. That silence was not confusion. It was spiritual incubation. Your power was maturing, hiding, developing, and guarding itself through the process of hardship. Your life seemed restricted, but it was being protected. God kept you away from the wrong influences, wrong environments, wrong partnerships, and wrong opportunities. You were frustrated at times, but heaven was shielding your future. Chosen one, your covenant is not based on what you do, but who you are in the Spirit. When you accepted the path of obedience, God activated the agreement over your life. People may see you physically, but they cannot see the assignment attached to your soul. They may hear you speak, but they cannot hear the language heaven speaks over you. They may think you are ordinary, but God sees the spiritual royalty He placed in you. This is why your power is hidden. If everyone could see it now, they would try to define it, limit it, imitate it, or destroy it. God will not allow your purpose to be controlled by human expectation. Your covenant makes you unstoppable, but the world cannot know it yet. Your spirit carries divine intelligence, divine perception, divine resilience, and divine authority. But God reveals these things gradually, so your growth cannot be hindered. You walk with angels unaware. You carry wisdom beyond your experience. You survive storms that should have broken you. You rise after setbacks that should have ended you. These are signs of your covenantal power. You were chosen to influence lives, break generational chains, expose deception, deliver truth, and awaken souls. But God cannot send an immature warrior into a battlefield. He must train you, strip you of ego, teach you discipline, and prepare you to handle power responsibly. A hidden power in the hands of the chosen is safer than a visible one in the hands of the unprepared. Only when the strength of your spirit matches the weight of your calling will God unveil what He placed in you. So do not rush to be seen. Do not try to make others understand you. Do not force your identity on those who are spiritually blind. Do not reveal what God has not authorized you to speak yet. Your power is not a performance. It is a covenant. It is yours because God chose you and because your spirit chose Him back. Walk boldly with what is hidden. Heaven knows who you are. And when the time comes, the world will witness what only God could place within you. Why God keeps your power invisible from others. Chosen one. One of the most confusing parts of your journey is that others cannot recognize who you truly are. You feel the strength inside you, yet people often overlook you, disrespect you, underestimate you, or treat you as if you have nothing significant to offer. This is not a mistake. God designed it this way. Your power is invisible not because it is small, but because it is destined to appear only under divine timing. If people could see the fullness of your calling too early, they would either try to benefit from you, block you, or destroy you. Only heaven has access to the full weight of your identity before revelation. Protection always comes before exposure. Many around you sense something special about you, but they cannot define it. They feel your presence, but they do not understand the fire in your spirit. They notice your difference, but they cannot explain it with their logic. That is because your power is not physical, it is spiritual. It cannot be judged by appearance, possessions, confidence, or achievements. It is measured by divine connection, spiritual obedience, and heavenly assignment. When a chosen one is early in their process, they may look ordinary, but in the spirit they are being crowned. If the enemy knew the totality of your purpose during your early stages, he would have launched even more brutal attacks against you. God hides you to limit what darkness can see. Recall the childhood of Moses. The enemy sensed that a deliverer was coming, so he ordered the killing of Hebrew male babies. Recall the birth of Jesus. The enemy sensed his destiny, so he moved through King Herod to destroy children in Bethlehem. Whenever a chosen one is born, darkness becomes restless, but it does not fully know who the chosen is. This is why God conceals you while you grow. The less the enemy knows, the safer your destiny is. People often misjudge what they cannot spiritually recognize. If they saw you prematurely, some would try to use you. Others would try to mimic you. Many would try to silence you out of insecurity. Some would even attempt to destroy you out of jealousy. God knows how humans respond to what they cannot control. That is why He protects your power in silence. And you are not hidden because you are weak. You are hidden because you are strong. Too strong to be exposed in the season, too anointed to be placed among those who would sabotage your rise, too valuable to be surrounded by those who do not respect destiny. Your invisibility builds character. If everyone saw your worth from the beginning, you would never learn humility. If people praised you too early, you would become dependent on validation. If you were celebrated before you were trained, you would try to fulfill your calling without spiritual maturity. Growth in darkness teaches you patience, discernment, wisdom, emotional control, and spiritual depth. You learn to be guided by God rather than applause. You learn to trust His voice more than admiration. You learn to walk by faith rather than recognition. Hidden seasons make chosen ones unshakable. There are times when you tried to explain yourself, but others did not listen. You tried to show your abilities, but they did not believe you. You offered your help, but they ignored you. You shared your ideas, but no one valued them. You opened your heart, but you were misunderstood. These experiences were not rejection. They were divine protection. God was preventing you from seeds in the wrong soil. He was keeping you from wasting strength on people with closed spirits. He was preparing you to speak only where your voice carries anointing, not where it is dismissed. Even those close to you are often blinded to your destiny. Family may not understand you. Friends may not support you. Leaders may not recognize your calling. Those you expect to you may doubt you the most. But this blindness is intentional. If they knew who you were becoming, they might cling to you for selfish gain or try to shape your path according to their expectations. God wants your journey to be defined by Him alone, not molded by people who lack spiritual insight. He separates you so that your identity can be authored by heaven, not by human influence. Your hidden season also protects you from pride. Some chosen ones, if revealed too early, would confuse calling with superiority. They would misuse their influence. They would attempt to speak without wisdom. They would try to lead without spiritual grounding. God is preparing you not only to receive power, but to wield it responsibly. Hidden power teaches reverence. You learn that your gift is not for your ego, but for God's glory. You learn that leadership is not about being seen, but about being obedient. You learn that your authority comes not from your name, but from God's presence in your life. Often God hides you by placing you in environments where you do not fit in. You feel disconnected from normal mindsets. You grow uncomfortable with worldly goals. You sense that your path is set apart. You cannot fake who you are just to be accepted. You cannot lower your spirit to blend in. These feelings are proof that you are being prepared for a level others cannot comprehend. You are being shaped by assignments that do not exist in the minds of those around you. Chosen one, remember, invisibility is not a punishment. It is a strategy. It is God's way of maturing you while protecting you. When a seed is placed underground, it is hidden, but it is not buried. It is growing. It is gaining roots. It is preparing to break through in strength. Your hidden season is your root season. God is building a foundation so deep that when you rise, you will be unmovable. One day, your silence will speak louder than your words. One day, your growth will be undeniable. One day, your assignment will manifest with clarity. When God decides to reveal you, no man can deny you, no enemy can stop you, and no jealousy can block you. Until that time, walk quietly, grow privately, and trust that heaven is shaping something powerful inside you. Signs that your power is growing in silence. Chosen one of the most undeniable proofs that your spiritual power is maturing is the transformation happening quietly inside you. It is never announced through crowds, applause, or attention. Instead, your growth reveals itself through internal shifts, subtle spiritual awakenings, and unexplainable changes that you feel in your mind, your heart, and your spirit. When God is elevating you, the first place He transforms is not your circumstances, but your inner world. If your inner life is becoming richer, deeper, clearer, and more spiritually tuned, then your power is rising, even if nothing seems visible around you. One major sign is your increasing spiritual sensitivity. You begin to sense intentions without explanations. You feel when someone is not sincere, even if they speak kindly. You discern deception without evidence. Your intuition becomes sharper, and you notice what others ignore. When someone carries hidden jealousy, envy, manipulation, or secret competition, your spirit detects it long before their actions reveal it. You are not suspicious. You are spiritually aware. This heightened discernment is not learned through books or observation. It is granted through divine training. God sharpens your spirit so that when you step into your divine assignment, no disguised enemy can secretly sit beside you with a smiling face. Another sign is your unexpected resilience. You face storms that should have crushed you, yet you keep standing. You feel pain, but you do not break. You experience deep disappointment, but you do not collapse. Others fall apart under less pressure, but somehow you rise again and again. You may not even know where this strength comes from. It is because your power is no longer based on human emotions, but on divine endurance. God is teaching you how to stand in places where others would bow, how to remain calm in situations where others panic, and how to walk through battles that would destroy anyone who does not carry your calling. Your strength is not normal. It is a sign of spiritual authority. Your dreams, visions, and subconscious communication with the divine also increase. You begin to receive messages through dreams, symbolic guidance, and warnings that protect you from making costly mistakes. You may dream of people's intentions, future events, spiritual battles, or instructions. These dreams do not come to entertain you. They come to prepare you. They are spiritual downloads. God is transferring knowledge to you while your body rests. This is proof that your destiny requires heavenly intelligence. When your spirit becomes active, even when you sleep, you are being trained beyond natural abilities. Another clear sign that your power is growing in silence is the separation God forces upon you. You lose interest in certain environments, conversations, and relationships that no longer match your spirit. You begin to outgrow people without conflict, without arguments, without hatred. The separation is peaceful because it is spiritual. You simply feel misaligned with what used to impress you. You cannot pretend to connect where your soul no longer feels safe or inspired. God begins taking away distractions, draining unhealthy attachments, and closing doors you kept trying to open. You may feel lonely at times, but in reality, you are being positioned. In the spiritual realm, separation is preparation. Another sign is that your silence becomes more powerful than your words. People seek your presence without knowing why. Your energy calms others, intimidates those with dark intentions, inspires the broken, and confuses the fake. You do not need to speak loudly to be respected. You do not need to explain your worth. You do not need to prove who you are. Your spirit speaks louder than your voice. True authority does not need noise. When people sense something profound about you without knowing what it is, your inner power is emerging. When your quietness demands more attention than someone else's loudness, God is revealing his strength through you. A chosen one also begins to notice divine protection in unusual ways. Opportunities that are not meant for you collapse before you can step into them. Relationships that would destroy your purpose end suddenly. Jobs, paths, or environments where your spirit would be suppressed begin to reject you. What seems like loss is actually God's intervention. You get blocked from wrong blessings. You are denied counterfeit opportunities. You are removed from circles that would drain your calling. In your hidden growth, God protects you not by adding things, but by removing what does not align with your destiny. Another sign is that your hunger for truth increases. You crave wisdom. You reject spiritual superficiality. You are no longer satisfied with entertainment, gossip, distractions, or spiritual laziness. You seek depth, clarity, revelation, understanding, and purpose. You want to know God personally, not through religion alone. You want relationship, not ritual. You want conviction, not tradition. Your desire for truth becomes stronger than your desire to fit in. God begins feeding your spirit with knowledge that transforms you, not knowledge that excites your ego. When the chosen grow, they are drawn to revelation more than recognition. You also experience emotional detachment from negative reactions. You stop arguing with people who misunderstand you. You no longer defend yourself against those who misjudge you. You begin to let people think whatever they want. You stop forcing explanations. You simply move with grace. Silence becomes your response, not because you are weak, but because you are growing. A chosen one learns that not everyone deserves access to their energy. You choose peace over proving a point. You choose purpose over attention. This emotional discipline is spiritual mastery. Only those being prepared for destiny walk away from unnecessary battles. Now, chosen one, if while listening to this you feel these spiritual signs unfolding in your life, if you recognize their truth in your journey, then declare boldly in the comments 999. Not more than that. Just one number. It is not just a number. It is a prophetic agreement that your inner power is awakening in silence. Finally, another sign of your growing power is your increasing awareness of timing. You begin to understand that not everything must be said, not every plan must be shared, not every opportunity must be taken, and not every idea must be revealed. You start moving with patience rather than impatience. You begin sensing when to speak, when to act, when to wait, and when to walk away. This is spiritual maturity. God trains chosen ones to manifest power only when it will serve purpose, not ego. Chosen one. All these signs prove one thing. Your hidden season is not empty. It is active. It is strategic. It is divine. Your power is not silent because it is weak. It is silent because it is becoming unstoppable. When God finishes preparing you, you will not need to announce yourself. Your destiny will make the announcement. The battle between your silence and their curiosity. Chosen one. Every time God elevates your spirit in silence, people begin to notice a change without knowing what is happening. They sense a shift in your presence. They feel something new when you walk into a room. They observe your growth without seeing anything physical that explains it. This creates a spiritual tension, not because you did anything, but because silence is powerful. Your quietness unsettles them. Your restraint confuses them. Your peace irritates those who expect you to chase attention. Your discipline threatens those who seek validation. When you refuse to expose your process, people become curious and sometimes uncomfortable. There is a mysterious aura around chosen ones who are growing. They do not brag, yet their confidence is undeniable. They do not compete, yet their presence commands respect. They do not defend themselves, yet their truth is unshakable. They move with patience while others scramble for recognition. They do not rush, yet somehow they progress. This confuses those who measure success by applause, not by identity. You are not loud because your power does not need an audience to exist. You are not desperate to be seen because heaven already recognizes you. Your silence creates a spiritual barrier. People want to know your plans, but you do not reveal them. They ask questions, but you speak selectively. They try to measure you by your actions, but your spirit remains beyond calculation. You do not expose your pain, yet you heal. You do not boast about your victories, yet you rise. You do not explain your decisions, yet you walk with clarity. This makes some feel disconnected from your life, even those who used to feel close to you. As you grow in purpose, you also grow in mystery. Understand this. People do not fear what they know. They fear what they cannot understand. When they cannot predict you, they become uncomfortable. When they cannot influence your decisions, they become insecure. When they cannot read your intentions, they begin to question theirs. Some begin to admire you from a distance. Others begin to envy your peace. Some feel inspired. Others feel threatened. Not because you changed anything outwardly, but because God changed your spirit inwardly. Your silence exposes people without you speaking. Those who carry love will feel drawn to you. Those who carry envy will feel uneasy. Those who carry truth will respect you. Those who carry manipulation will no longer be able to access you. Your growing power acts like a spiritual mirror. It reflects the hearts of those around you. People's reactions to you are not about who you are, but about who they are when they stand next to you. Your silence forces them to confront themselves. This is why some look at you with admiration, while others look with suspicion. Many will try to figure out what is happening in your life. They will watch your social media. They will analyze your words. They will observe whom you speak to, whom you ignore, where you go, and what you do. They will try to decode your silence like a secret. Some do it out of genuine concern or interest. Others do it because they fear what they cannot control. Silence is a shield against spiritual manipulation. When you speak less, you give fewer weapons to those who might use your words against your destiny. Some expect you to explain every move, but you no longer feel the need. Some expect you to defend yourself, but you no longer waste energy. Some expect you to seek their approval, but you no longer crave validation. Silence becomes a spiritual strategy. You do not hide out of fear. You stay quiet out of wisdom. Every chosen one must learn that speaking too early invites attacks, but speaking at the right time carries authority. You do not stay silent forever, only until speaking aligns with purpose. Your silence also protects you from emotional traps. When you are vocal about your plans, ego can creep in. When you seek support for every decision, you become vulnerable to manipulation. When you rush to prove yourself, you step out of alignment. Silence teaches detachment. It helps you distinguish real connections from shallow ones. You learn who stands with you without needing access to your inner life. You learn who respects your boundaries. You learn who supports your growth without trying to control it. Silence filters relationships spiritually, not emotionally. Some people will try to provoke you just to break your silence. They will question your choices, criticize your direction, or spread assumptions about your motives. They want a reaction, not because they care, but because they feel powerless without influence over you. Understand this. Provocation is a sign that your silence has taken away their control. It is better to walk away than to trade your peace for explanations. When you choose peace over action, you choose power over ego. Chosen one, you do not answer to curiosity. You answer to purpose. You do not owe anyone an explanation for the season God placed you in. Your spiritual growth is sacred, and sacred things require protection. If someone does not deserve access to your inner world, God will make your silence uncomfortable for them. If someone is meant to walk with you, your silence will draw them closer with respect, not confusion. You are not here to impress.